So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have another game on stream, the third and final game here on stream. Pyro Esports will take it up against NG Cobalt here in Division 1.2. So I think we saw NG Cobalt last season already in ECC. I think Pyro Esports maybe last season, maybe 2 seasons ago, can't remember. But at least I know the roster of NG Cobalt a bit. Don't know really much about Pyro Esports though. So yeah, I'm still joined here by Saltibu. Hello.
Hello, Dennis. Hello, everyone on stream, of course. Of course, NG Cobalt, I know one person of. That's Dutch Dark. He's a friend of mine. He recently got into 1600, if I remember correctly. Also got double GC, so GC in 2 entries. And on the Pyro Esports side, though, we got Atarius, Kanti, and Loco. All 3 players are ridiculous in terms of like Loco and Atarius. You can put in any team, and they would be like, "Oh, so this is a freestyler team," but it actually works. That's the most impressive part about them. If you see them play, they got very good mechanics. They got very good speed in what they execute, and you will see them performing very well whatever they do.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, you know a bit of the Pyro Esports side. I think it's time to hop over to the predictions. So I'll just take it to you. So you were already positive about Pyro Esports. So you think they'll also just win this series?
Dude, I have actually no clue because I don't know who's on the rest of NG Cobalt's team, so it's very hard for me to even make a prediction. I'm not gonna lie. If you can give me like any more info besides Dutch Dark on their team, that would be maybe nice.
Let's see their roster. I thought there was. Wait, let me actually look it up. Division 1.2 we are in. It's Dutch Dark, Rocco. Then for some reason his name won't show up in Discord, and then a sub they have Jody.
Yeah, Yopmeister, or probably Jody. Yeah. Okay, because yeah, they just joined, so that's why. I don't know. Dutch Dark told me that I don't want to see him play, so assuming that, I would probably have to go with Pyro Esports. But yeah. I'm sorry, Rocco. I'm just very bad with names. I gotta see you at least a couple of 10 times before I realize who you are.
So you're saying Pyro Esports will take this series?
Yeah, I believe Pyro Esports will probably take it.
Alright, I think, Pyro Esports, I don't know much of them, but like you just said, they're a really good roster overall, good players. So I would say also Pyro Esports will take this series, even though I don't know much about these teams. It could easily be a 3-0 for NG Cobalt, but
well, there go my sales skills again. Selling Pyro Esports to Dennis like, yeah, they're the best choice. Just gamble all your money on it.
Yeah, see? Just Pyro Esports. I think they're good players overall. But yeah, we'll see what's going to happen in this series. Pyro Esports. So as I said, Pyro Esports, they have been in ECC for a few seasons, if I remember correctly, and NG Cobalt, they've been at least since last season, where they were in Division 2. They get themselves a spot into Division 1, Division 1.2. So without further ado, I think it's time to go over into game 1, the third and final series of today. Pyro Esports against NG Cobalt. Let's bring it on.
Well, Dennis, summon them onto the field. I think they're ready to fight it out, to duke it out, and we'll get this show on the road, because I feel like both teams are ready. Both want to perform as good as possible, and it will be a kickoff between Dutch Dark and the Feastful Atarius, and it is a little bit of an even kickoff now. Loco putting it to the side already, creating that immediate pressure with Kanti in the middle, but it is Jody Jopmeister taking the ball to the side, and Dutch Dark, I don't know what's going on, but he seems to be missing the ball.
Yeah, it looks like he's missing the ball. Atarius with a good early shot there. Pyro Esports already in the lead there. 60 seconds. It looks like he's going for the dribble there. He dribbles it. All the 2 defenders in goal out. Finds the top corner. Very good goal there. Atarius and Pyro Esports in the lead.
Well, an early lead, definitely something nice, something to hold on to. But of course, there's only one way to do it. Kanti now trying to do it himself tries to get a really good kickoff. It did go in favor of Atarius taking control of it, but right now we have Yodi trying to take control. Does get a touch in the air. It's very poor, and now it's Scanty. A little bit of a backwards flip. Half flip kind of shot, and Dutch Dark is now putting it to the middle. Atarius with a second goal because of a clear from Dutch Dark.
Already 2 goals on his name in just under a minute. Really well done by him. Dutch Dark just gets into the center, but no one from NG Cobalt is there. Really dangerous there. Pyro Esports is up with 2, and Atarius doing a really good job for the Pyro Esports side.
Well, very good job, and that's a kickoff going neutral once again, but it is Kanti this time, not able to capitalize on it. As we have Atarius down to Loco, down to Kanti, almost committing, but Loco does it on his own. He does make it 3-0, and we're not even past the first minute.
We're not even past a minute, like you said, and already 3 goals from Pyro Esports. They're actually getting slaughtered here in game 1, but maybe NG Cobalt, they have a lot of time here. 4 minutes and 13 seconds to be played still. NG Cobalt, they're not for nothing here in Division 1, so yeah, let's see if they can actually just give some opposition here against Pyro Esports. I should just say that Atarius get the 3rd goal on his name, 4th goal for Pyro Esports. Oh my. Woof.
That's a little bit sad story, definitely. Dutch Dark being a little bit low on the ball. Not the way it really goes. I'm getting slightly frustrated with Atarius already. He's being very toxic and never appreciated. So, yeah, I don't know how you guys have any policy about it, but I feel like this should be addressed. But anyway, regarding that, we now have Roko pushing the ball to the side. Does try to go it on his own. He does launch the ball a little bit too far, giving it to Kanti to take control of it. Now, Roko does get demoed, and the ball goes middle from Jody. Dutch now pushing the ball. Wasn't really in a position to get the most effective touches so far. It's still not predicting or not connecting nicely, as we now have the defense being rubbled apart. Atarius getting the ball down to Kanti almost, and Loco taking his time, trying to create that opportunity, but that quick early challenge from Jobmeister makes it the 1st goal for NG Cobalt.
Yeah, and after 4 goals of Pyro Esports, it's finally the turn of NG Cobalt to get that goal. And maybe we can see a comeback here. Jobmeister gets the 1st goal for NG Cobalt. Finally for NG Cobalt, they will be very happy with the 1st goal move.
Well, very happy. It is a create of momentum, and it's only one way to keep going, but it is, of course, very hard. The Pyro Esports? Is it Pyro Esports? I forgot the name. Yeah, Pyro Esports will not let it go through. And it is, of course, already an open opportunity. Loco down to the middle. Nobody on defense right there. Dutch Dark doing a little bit of awkward turns on defense, making it even more awkward. But oh well.
Yeah, you know, the 1st goal of NG Cobalt maybe gave them a bit of hope, but Atarius, or I should say Kanti here, with the 5th goal for Pyro Esports, and they keep on going with scoring. Oh my, this is... and is it a 6th goal here? It's probably maybe even gonna Brazil before halftime. This is 6-1 with just 2 minutes played, and NG Cobalt, they don't know what to do against the offense of Pyro Esports.
Well, not able to do it well, and NG Cobalt in a little bit of a very awkward predicament. Almost set up for that Brazil game already, and it is goals. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Definitely plenty of time to go around to get that 7th goal in, but it is now Roko. Does get a little bit of flip reset. Does get it to the middle of that flip reset after reading Kanti, but a blown up last man does give it an open goal, and Loco almost committing on it.
Yeah, we're seeing now Loco with the ball. Just half-time played. It's a bit calm now after the storm, but it looks like the goal's wide open, and it's the Brazil here. Loco finds the net for the 7th time for Pyro Esports. After this dart, he gets it into the call of Kanti. Kanti gets it to Loco, and Loco can find the net. And you know, there's no way NG Cobalt can come back in this game, at least, Wolf.
Well, not able to come back in this game. All they can do is, of course, get that momentum, get a little bit of that mentality back into the right position. But, well, I feel like they just need to work on defense, work a little bit closer, work on their communication, and then everything will be fine. But of course, right there, we have Kanti driving with the ball, getting that ball forward as much as possible, as Rocco does get it over one, but Atarius is already there. Does get a good connection, and it is Dutch Dark that does get the interception. The ball now in the middle. Yachtmeister playing it high. Dutch Dark with no boost, and Atarius outplaces him easily.
Yeah, we see the second goal here for NG Cobalt. Yachtmeister can find the net again, finally, for the NG Cobalt side. Yachtmeister can get his second goal of the game. Still 1 minute 42 seconds to be played, but they need 5 goals. It's still possible, but they really need the pressure now on their side, because it's not looking good now for NG Cobalt. But at least they got a goal back now.
Well, at least 1 goal back. Of course, 1 minute and 35 seconds to go around. Plenty of opportunities, of course, to create, and it's, of course, already not that Brazil anymore. Definitely something nice, because you don't want to end your game in a Brazil. Yachtmeister now to the side, down to Roku, who is trying to pre-jump and read it. Yachtmeister with a quick shot, and Atarius right there on defense, able to predict it and clear it out of the way. But now Loco, long ball down to the backboard, does try to follow it up himself, has no one in the middle to try and follow it up, as Kanti now plays it to the middle. But of course Atarius is still all the way back. Definitely not a good decision to make.
Yeah, there's not much goals now in this past minute. The first minute we saw 4 goals already, but it's just a bit calm. It looks like NG Cobalt, maybe they were not warmed up or something, but yeah, we just see still Pyro Esports being the better side, and defense, I don't know what they are doing with NG Cobalt. They're just all over the place with that defense. Just all 3 players going for that. It looks one big mess, Wolf.
Well, the defense has been one big mess from the start, of course, and it's not going too well, at least. And it's of course pretty interesting to see how this goes. Now Loco, of course, with another long shot, almost going in. Rocco right there on the backboard, does get a good touch, does play it down to the side, and a double commit on defense once again, down to Yachtmeister. Good opportunity, of course, but that double commit is something that makes it awkward and so much easier for Pyro Esports to get those goals in. And I feel like that is the main issue, as Kanti get his, well, the 9th goal for Pyro Esports.
Yeah, 9-2 it is. Can they take on the 10 goals? It will be completely disaster for NG Cobalt. It looks like it's even an own goal there with 22 seconds on the clock still, but NG Cobalt, it's just not their game. Maybe it's not their series. We'll see. It's just game 1. They can come back in the next games. Then all the scores will just go on 0 and they can have a new chance. But for now, it's just Pyro Esports blasting them out of this game. It's 9-2. Maybe they can take on the 10. As you see, offense here goes off the post. You see Atari is there with the last offense, and it actually gets in. It's 10-2 and completely disaster for NG Cobalt.
Oh, a disaster. And a masterpiece for Pyro Esports. We gave them credits. We know that these guys are good. But still, a very impressive first game, and I feel like it's going to be hard for NG Cobalt to try and get back. But of course, I don't know how it is. I wouldn't have ever wanted to be in the shoes of NG Cobalt, because I feel like Atarius was just way too bluntly in the start. But
yeah, maybe like NG Cobalt should work on the defense as well, or maybe like Pyro Esports. They've scored 10 goals in 13 shots, which is quite impressive. It's a really good shot percentage there, as we see 33% for NG Cobalt. But yeah, 10-2. It's not a result for NG Cobalt you want to look back on. They're completely disaster for NG Cobalt, and I think Pyro Esports, they will keep going on, because the defense of NG Cobalt looks very shaky. It's Division 1, it's not Champions Division, but it's still in Division 1 you should have just decent defense, not triple committing, and that's what I saw in here in game 1. But you know, we still have game 2 and at least game 3 to see. So let's see if you know, Pyro Esports can keep this up, or if NG Cobalt can actually do something better than they've done here in game 1.
well, NG Cobalt, of course, now the underdog, definitely 100%, and we'll have to step it up a little bit more. But of course, it is now Atarius delaying a little bit. Okay, he finally in. All 3 players from both teams are in. We are going into the second game for NG Cobalt versus Pyro Esports, and the kickoff is going in favor for Angie Cobalt, Dutch Dog does get a very good first kickoff. Does play the ball a little bit blindly into the middle when nobody from his teammates was able to react to it, as we now have, of course, the ball going down to the center. It is... Oh, my name tags are gone. I can't see what it is. Atarius leading the ball, playing it down to Kanti. Another opportunity, but Rocco gets a beautiful clear to the side.
We're seeing an early goal here then, 30 seconds in. Atarius just passing the ball, getting into the center. John Meister just passing the ball to Loco, dropping straight down, and you know, it's not a good clear there. And Pyro Esports is up again. After only 30 seconds, they find another again.
Oh, they find another one, and we are, like you said, 35 seconds in rather. And it is Dutch Dog that does try to get that ball out, does play it to the middle, and Atarius does get a very beautiful read. Loco almost getting ready to intercept that ball right there, but it is the quick aggression from Pyro Esports, like we've seen last game as well, that does get that good connection. Now Dutch Dog does try and get a long clear, gets blocked away by the first or the last defender rather from Pyro Esports, as they are now leading the ball once again. It is Atarius pushing the ball hard. Kanti ready to intercept. Loco now putting it to the back ball where his teammate might be ready, but this is Rocco that does get the clear, does get an opportunity right there, but the speed was lacking, so it goes wide.
Yeah, we see now NG Cobalt a bit more in the game than last game. They still one goal down, but at least it's not like 4 goals down. Rocco there with a save, but it's good to see that we at least have just some kind of an exciting match here instead of just Pyro Esports hanging in all the goals behind each other, kickoff goal after kickoff goal. It's that's how it was last game, as it ended in 10-2. But yeah, it's a bit more NG Cobalt getting into the game, having at least better defense, and even getting some offense here. It's good to see for them that they don't struggle now in this game too as much as in game 1.
Oh, getting back into the game right there. Rocco all the way back, now gets bumped to the side from Atarius, and well, we saw that both players, Rocco and Dutch Dog, of course, being so closely to the ball does make it awkward. Atarius assesses the opportunity nicely, saw that the goal was empty, saw that his teammate was in the middle, does go for a beautiful pass as Loco now gets a shot on target. But there is Jordi, the Yachtmeister, to be able to clear it away. Now Rocco seems to be the last man, as he does get a very good clear once again. And he's been playing very passively this last game so far, and maybe that's the reason why they're not 10-2.
Yeah, maybe that is the reason indeed. It's still, though, Pyro Esports only 1 goal up. Just half time played, and NG Cobalt, they just have 1 shot, but they need more offense on against the Pyro Esports side. They're still 1 game down, and 1 goal down as well. And yeah, let's see if they can actually get out of the pressure of Pyro Esports. At least they are more out of the pressure than last game.
Well, out of the pressure doesn't mean that they're out of the woods, out of the potential elimination to lose this game. But we have now, of course, the pressure coming out here from Pyro Esports. Atarius leading the offense. Does get a good 50-50, does connect to another touch. Loco with a quick shot, almost going in, but Rocco right there with the defense does make sure it goes wide, as we now have Yachtmeister, a good 50-50, goes to the backboard. Defense right there, struggling to clear it. He does play it to the side, but Rocco and Dutch Dog a little bit slow in their commitment for that ball, does make it easy to clear for the defense, but there is an opportunity. Rocco clears the ball from Dutch Dog. That should have been a goal for NG Cobalt.
Yeah, it should have been a goal for NG Cobalt indeed. But we still see some pressure from NG Cobalt now. And you know, it's if they can just get some shots on the goal, maybe some of them will find the net. But it's just 2 shots. They create some offense, but they can't really get any shots on goal. So Pyro Esports, they definitely can, just like we saw last game. And this game, we also see some shots, but they're not as clinical as last game. So yeah, it's areas now. Wait about, can he find the net? He can't. But 50 seconds to go. NG Cobalt need some pressure now, or they will be 2-0 down in this series. And then, oh, there's gonna be an own goal. The first goal actually of this game for NG Cobalt is because of an own goal. Really weird what happened here.
It's a little bit strange to call it an own goal. Of course, Kanti did end up scoring it, but we have to look at the bigger picture. Kanti realized that there was somebody from NG Cobalt waiting in the middle. if Kant didn't go for a touch, didn't put his life and dignity on the line to try and clear it, it would have gone in regardless. But right now, we see that there is another opportunity to respond to it quickly enough from Pyro Esports, but it's Rocco getting that ball played to the side, definitely playing it nicely. Now a good passing play from Loco, down to Kanti, down to Atarius. It's on target, but there is Rocco, our defensive main from this game, doing his work like it's nothing, and does get a beautiful clear, and that touch from Dutch Dark makes it 2-1, and Angie Cobalt is in the lead.
Yeah, against all odds, it's NG Cobalt in the lead after a player of Pyro Esports. I couldn't really see Wu, just missed the ball on the backboard, but 40 seconds to go, and it's actually Pyro Esports who needs to push now for that goal, because they're behind now, and against all odds, like I just said, it's NG Cobalt in the lead.
Well, once in the lead, they now have to hold on to it. The last 2 seconds, a good clear from Dutch Dog, that does do it. Angie Cobalt take game 2. Now I really wonder if we are going into the same kind of fashion of games as with the last series, where we were backing up, of course, Stay Back Esports, but then we had, of course, our little bit of an underdog team coming through right there, and right now Angie Cobalt is doing the exact same.
Yeah, Stay Back momentum, we just saw against Cypher Esports. The Cypher Esports were the underdogs going from Division 1 to Champions Division, and they actually beat the Champions Division team Stay Back momentum. And NG Cobalt, they actually won it there, even though I would have said that Pyro Esports deserved this game. Like, that's much more shots, even though NG Cobalt were more in the game than the first game, of course. They still struggled with, with creating offenses, but when they had that offense, they still got 2 goals from that. So really good to see they are actually doing better than first game, to have a better series overall, and it's 1-1 now in this series, and really interesting to see if NG Cobalt can keep it up, can keep winning, or if the other team, Pyro Esports, can actually win it.
Well, in it to win it, and both teams are ready to get the show on the road. They want to get this done and over with, get decided who is going to be the victor of this game. But of course, something very noticeable last game, we saw Rocco with 5 saves, Dutch Dark with 2, and then Yorimeister or Yachtmeister already in the air, most likely to try and get that ball cleared away, and that's exactly what he's doing right there as well. But that's a good attempt for Loco, just going slightly wide, as the crossbar is ever so ruthless. But right now we have an opportunity. Yachtmeister does play it slow, does try and get it out of the way, and with that said and done, it looks like Dennis has disconnected. I don't know if he's still here in the chat at least.
I'm still here, but sometimes a game crashes, not on the good moment, but I'll be back in the game very shortly. But you can keep on quest.
Well, it's time to solo this, and as I say that, the solo action already comes out, and it is Loco and Kanti with a beautiful passing play. Loco high up in the air, does get it down, and that's a beautiful way to get that first goal in. But now, of course, Tari is playing it to the side. Dutch Dark does get a good first touch, almost gets it over Loco, who just barely scratches the ball. But now Rocco down to the middle. Kanti has to rush that defense. Pjotmeister with a beautiful last touch and makes it 1-1. Beautiful plays coming out here from NG Cobalt right there when you saw that Pyro Esports gain that first goal. Then right, immediate response coming out here, and Yachtmeister getting that first goal for NG Cobalt. Defensive, or well, offensive whips coming out here for Pyro Esports. Nobody on defense right there. Dutch Dark can see the situation, if only, and can take it far away. But with that said and done, I am joined once again with Dennis. He's now in the lobby, seeing some fabulous Rocket League. And fabulous Rocket League comes with a fancy price tag as Loco makes it 2-1.
Yeah, I saw a 1-0 score when I joined back into this game, but Pyro Esports, they've made the second goal of this game. It's over 1 minute played, and the Loco with a good shot, right bottom corner, and they're back again here in the lead. And yeah, very well done by them.
Uh-oh.
That looked a bit awkward there, a bit shaky defense. I don't know who it was. I think it was Dutch Dark there.
Yeah, this was struggling. He was like, oh, I'm gonna hit this, and then I was, oh, this ball is awkward. To be honest, in his shoes, I would also be this is awkward. I wished I went from the ground, but once you're on the wall, once you're flying off, there's nothing you can do. But of course, that's not going to stop them. They have scored plenty of goals as a quick response, and I feel like can do it once again, but Dutch Stark missing the ball once again. Does get a good save this time around from a beautiful shot from Kanti, almost going crossbar and down, but that's going to make it a little bit awkward. Angie Cobalt, of course, has to make up for 2 goals, but that loose ball right there from Loco does create some opportunities, but Dutch Stark not getting the optimal touch makes it a little bit of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. As I see a shot again, it looks like it's gonna be all game here for Pyro Esports, as they have all the pressure, and NG Cobalt can't really get out of it. Don't really create offenses, and it's just Pyro Esports creating offense after offense, and also that in the end leads to goals, just like you saw in game 1. And in game 2, it's gonna happen as well. It's still 1-0 in the series, but it looks like again it's just going all Pyro Esports way here in this series.
Well, all the way for Pyro Esports, that was a prime opportunity and a prime example of what NG Cobalt can't miss in moments like this. But of course, they have 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Plenty of time to get those goals in. Slow play coming out here from Atarius on the sidewall. Definitely taking and using the brain a little bit more. But now Atarius on the ball once again, trying to get it pushed far. Roko did go back to defense to try and get that ball cleared away. He's now soloing it. Does get a very good launch. Almost past Kanti, who does get a save in the last second, as it's now the pressure on the defense from Pyro Esports. Again, a miss from Yachtmeister does take a lot of that pressure away though.
Yeah, it does. And only 2 minutes left on the clock, and still Pyro Esports leading with 3-1. As we see some awkward moments there as well. Kenthi is still there in the offense, but we can see Yachtmeister now. And you know, it seems like NG Cobalt can't really get out of the pressure still from Pyro Esports. They're missing a lot of stuff. They're missing too much. Like, yeah, in defense, they need to be much more consistent than they are right now, because Pyro Esports is just blasting over them. Because Pyro Esports is the team that are consistent right now, and they, you know, maybe NG Cobalt. Oh, well, that's a flip reset. Atarius, very good goal there. But like I just said, it's Pyro Esports who are the consistent team right now. Well, NG Cobalt just isn't. They can't really find consistency in defense, and that's really what they've got to work on in defense there, Wolf.
Well, you can say that they have to work on it on defense, but right there, I would never expect a flip reset that low to the ground. But of course, we were talking about how ridiculous Ataris and Loco are, sometimes pulling off the most ridiculous mechanical plays on the weirdest moments, and right there, that was the prime example from Atarius. Close to the ground flip reset, and almost a double touch coming out here from Loco, but now it is Yachtmeister, does take it to the side. 1-on-1 against Atarius, does flip it quite early, and that gives away the ball, but now an opportunity created. Going to the backboard, almost going in bar and down. That would have been a banging goal to get that second goal for the for this game.
Yeah, but it is still 4-1, as we see Rocco trying to under the car, under the ball, I should say. But we see Loco now with the 5th goal of Pyro Esports, and that's game done, I would say. 2-1, it would mean in the series. And I don't know what happened there. Atarius is blocking off Dutch Dark, and Loco getting a free open net. 37 seconds, and there's no way NG Cobalt could get back from this, I would say.
Well, no way to get back. That's a sad thing to see, of course, but right there, it is now all about getting that momentum for game 4, get back into the shape like they did in game 2 to make sure they win another one. But right there, Atarius, long ball down to Loco, almost extended, almost beautifully placed into that goal. But right there, we have Dutch Dark, the guy with the least consequent touches, always a little bit shaky right now, and that's probably why he's sad and he's not playing all too well too early in the stream chat.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, the game will end up in 5-1 if no team can score right now. The ball gets dropped, it's Pyro Esports winning this game, and it's NG Cobalt's task to play better in the next games than they've done, you know, here in game 3 and in game 1. Game 2 they got away with getting pressured, but like we just see here, they just get 1 goal with 5 shots, and Pyro Esports getting 5 goals. Really dominant performance again by Pyro Esports, and I can't see any other result in game 4. I think Pyro Esports is gonna take game 4 as well. And Cobalt just they are too shaky in defense, I would say. And in the end, Pyro Esports is consistent enough to beat NG Cobalt here.
Well, consistent enough to beat NJ Cobalt. All we have to wish for is, of course, that once in a lifetime opportunity for Dutch Dark to get back into position. Like, we have seen some fate moments of him waking up, getting a little bit warmed up as well, and playing perfectly fine. So definitely in that second game where NJ Cobalt was able to win off that last shot from Dutch Dark as well. And that just shows plenty of time that they can potentially pull this off, take this to game 5, and now all we have to do is place our trust, place our hopes rather as well, into the fact that Dutch Dark will play better. All he has to do is convince himself, I'm gonna be insane this game, and he will be fine.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. NG Cobalt on the verge of losing this series. Pyro Esports just need one game to win this World Series. Let's see how it goes. NG Cobalt, you could feel their nerves right now as they're about to lose this World Series. And this quick offense again by Pyro Esports.
Well, you might be talking about nerves, but right there on defense, Rocco was as solid as a rock. Does get a very good first launch, and it is 1-0 already. Beautiful crossbar and down, and a beautiful first goal for NG Cobalt.
Yeah, Rocco just launched the ball there to the left top corner. Very well done, just underside the crossbar. Nothing Pyro Esports defenders could do there. And a quick early goal for NG Cobalt, which is really what they needed here in game 4.
Oh, what they really needed is now Yachtmaster out of his little bit of a flatter car, but then a quick play from Kanti and Notarius, already making it 1-1. Both teams getting all the power they need, putting it all into this game 4 to try and make it done and over with.
Yeah, NG Cobalt just had a little time there to enjoy their lead, but just a few seconds after Pyro Esports already equalized. So, yeah, just only 5 seconds, they could enjoy that lead. As you see the ball going through the center now. It's yeah, interesting this beginning. 2 early goals there, and yeah, let's see if you can expect much goals as well in this game.
Well, I'm not a fan favorite of a lot of goals. They don't have to come in a lot of amount, but all they have to be is good and consistent enough. If this game can be a consistent ping pong between both defenses, then it is very close on their own regard. But right there, Rocco does get a very good touch. Dutch Dark now playing it down to the middle, trying to get it to Yachtmeister, but it is Kanti that already gets a very good connection. And right there, that double commit on defense from Rocco and Yachtmeister, excuse me, will make it very awkward as Yachtmeister now has to defend it. He does it perfectly. Perfectly placed shot from Atari's as well. I would have probably placed it there as well, but Yachtmeister did gamble right. This guy is now 50 bucks richer and 1 less goal inside his net.
Yeah, he is. As we see, another offense here. Kanti just finished the pressure into a goal. Pyro Esports is leading with 1 goal again. They're 2-1 up. 3.5 minutes to be played. And NG Cobalt, again, no defender to be seen there in the goal. They really need to work on that defense, Wolf.
I've got to work on that defense. There's still plenty of time to go around, of course, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but that's another opportunity. Dutch Dark does play nicely to the side, but there's Loco already on the ball. Does get it past the last defender as Yachtmeister is right there, but luckily enough, they had Rocco in the middle, trying to pressure Kanti, but Dutch Dark, what are you doing, my man? Take it slow. Control your hits, and you will already play a little bit better. Make it a little bit more consistent for your team, and they will perform way better as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't know, you know, like I just said, NG Cobalt have some inconsistent moments where we don't really know what they're doing, like triple coming in, and you can't have those moments here in Division 1. Division 1 is too good for that. As you just see, Pyro Esports is just blasting over them if they do that, just like in game 1. But they're just 1 goal down now, just over half-time played. Everything can happen still, as you see some pressure from Pyro Esports still going on. NG Cobalt need to get a ball to the side of Pyro Esports to be able to at least score a few goals, at least 1, and maybe to win this whole game and not getting beat into game 4 here they need to score at least 2 goals. So let's see if they can actually get those 2 goals.
Get those 2 goals. Now another opportunity. Yachtmeister does try to go for a beautiful 50-50 as it's now Dutch Dark that does have to rush for that touch. Does get bumped by his own teammate, so that's definitely a sad affair to see. But now Dutch does get a very good extension. Atari is already on the sidewall, does get a touch down to Kanti. A very good team play. Loco on that last connection, almost going in, but the defense with Roko was too strong. But now another opportunity being created as Yachtmeister is turned around. Kanti does get a good first touch, almost gets it down to the middle. Dutch Stark does it for them, and that does make it 3-1. Dutch Stark, chill dude, slow it down and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a real hard task now for NG Cobalt to get back into this game. 2 goals down now, 1.5 minutes played. Atarius again with another goal. I think he can count himself as top scorer now of Division 1 because he has so many goals already. And seeing if he would work with goal differentials, then definitely Pyro Esports would be on top of Division 1 now after week 1. But we work with game differentials, so they would be +2 if they would win this game. They still have to defend their lead with all they can. 1 minute and 7 seconds, and NG Cobalt really need the offense now. But it does not look like it's gonna be ending up well as we see a miss again on the back of Loco, just getting the ball into the net for the 4th time in this game. It's Loco now. Yeah, Pyro Esports is blasting over NG Cobalt.
Oh, blasting it over NG Cobalt. But the better question is, where was NG Cobalt? Nobody was there. There was one on the backboard. Didn't get the touch they wanted. And that's making it a sad affair. It's now 3 goals in 1 minute. Of course, it is doable, but it has to happen quickly enough. This team has to do an immediate step up, but that is a launch into net. That is the Doombringer. And Atarius does make sure that Pyro Esports will take this series.
Yeah, Atarius with his hat-trick. No one in net again. NG Cobalt went all out of attack. And it does not pay off. 42 seconds to be played still. But it's a 4-goal lead here for Pyro Esports. And I think we can say that the series is done here, Wolf.
Well, it might be done, but we're gonna get plenty more. And Atarius does steal another blade. A nice strike. Loco down to the middle, and Atarius right there, banging it in over the last defender. Rocco still trying to predict where it was going to go, but oh well.
Yeah, it's 6-1 now. Maybe they can complete Brazil. 36 seconds still, but yeah, it's they already got disastered in game 1 when it ended up in 10-2, and now it's 6-1 in favor of Pyro Esports, and it's just not been the series of NG Cobalt. At least they got a game. But yeah, NG Cobalt really do not want to look back on this series because they've been dreadful, I would say, in Division 1. They should play better than this if they want to stay alive here in Division 1. Because Pyro Esports, they have played really good, and yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go sell them short. Okay, they now got obliterated by Pyro Esports, but we saw that plenty of opportunities were created from some slight mistouches from Dutch Dark as well. And to be in the mindset of Rocco and Yachtmeister to try and clean it up after your teammate the entire time just does make it very painful, does make it very hard. Nothing, of course, against Dutch Dark. We all have our bad moments, and sometimes it's just what breaks the team. And I feel like that is the only reason why NG Cobalt was struggling so hard. And I feel if that wasn't the case, this would have been a way closer game and potentially maybe even going for NG Cobalt.
Yeah, if NG Cobalt just could create like more chances and be more consistent in defense, I would say that they could have had some chances against Pyro Esports, but it's just not been their game. Pyro Esports is blasting over them, being the more consistent team, and it pays off. In Division 1, you just have to be consistent to be able to win matches, and that's exactly what Pyro Esports did. But I think that's all done for today. I think we covered all the matches, all the 3 matches. So again, the first game was between Unknown Esports Evasive and Godalions Tempest, leading into 3-1 for Unknown Esports Evasive. Then the second game was Stayback Momentum against Cypher Orange, leading to a surprising 3-2 win for Cypher Orange. And then we saw this this series, Pyro Esports against NG Cobalt, ended up in a 3-1 win for Pyro Esports. So some good matches we just saw today, and really looking forward to next games. Maybe we have a stream tomorrow as well, as we see the Ascension clash. I saw already some members of Ascension in the chat. Ascension Carriers against Ascension Trinity will be tomorrow. Don't know if it will be on stream. It depends on the streamer and caster availability, but it will be one hell of a series. So stay tuned for that, as maybe tomorrow we have a very nice stream for you guys as well. But I think that's all done for today. So I want to thank everyone for watching the stream. Wolf, do you have anything else to say?
Well, nothing else to say then. Please come back the next time around, but of course you guys will. This has been an epic evening. If you can see some beautiful Rocket League, I know you guys would probably be down just like I am to come back to the ECC to see some beautiful gameplay. Of course, we have our division, we have our gradations in what kind of players we have, but I feel like even though our game for Division 1 was a little bit one-sided this time around, it is going to be fire every time over and over again. So don't only try and watch the champion gameplay, also watch Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 and Division 4, because every one of them deserves a watch, and I feel like every one of them can perform beautifully.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that covers everything I want to say today. I want to thank every one of you again for watching. I want to thank, of course, Stealthy Move for casting with me, also Nico for the first series. I want to thank Empathy for doing everything behind the scenes. And of course, this season has been sponsored by Godalions. Thank you to Godalions for sponsoring this season. And I hope to see you guys maybe tomorrow with a new stream. Goodbye, everyone.